Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Greg, your co-host to the Grilling to Get Away podcast. Welcome back. We're glad you're here. This week, Ben and I talk about our rubs, sauces, and marinades that we first started out using when we first started grilling and barbecuing. And we kind of take you through our journey, where we started and kind of where we are right now. We even give ourselves maybe some tips. You know, if we could go back in time and tell ourselves, hey, do this differently, or try this, that's what we would do. So we appreciate you all listening. And again, just a couple of reminders. You know, if you find some value from the podcast, you know, please go out there and leave us a rating or review. Share it, because that's how our podcasts grow, is kind of through word of mouth. Just share it with somebody that might be starting their barbecue or grilling journey, and we hope to help them out on that journey. So here you go. This is the next episode of Grilling to Get Away, rubs, sauces, and marinades. Oftentimes, life is demanding, stressful, and just won't stop. When needing to take a break, we like to light up the charcoal and crack open a cold one. The Grilling to Get Away podcast is an ongoing conversation about all things barbecue and grilling, from our backyard to yours. So if you sometimes don't know what the heck you're doing, if you like to learn, and if you don't take yourself too seriously, you're in the right spot. Hey, what is going on, everyone? This is Greg, your co-host to the Grilling to Get Away podcast, and I'm here with my buddy.
What's happening, everyone? This is Ben.
Ben, good to see you.
It's good to see you, buddy.
It's been, what, about...
almost a week.
Yeah, wow. It's been a week since we've last
seen. Number two. I don't know if I like that. Greg.
Yeah, I know. Things slowed down a little bit on the event side, so we got to actually... knock some things out around the house and spend some time with the family.
Travel a bit.
Yeah. What else you been up to, man?
Yeah, we went to a lovely state of Michigan.
Ooh.
Had a wedding that we went to, and it was nice. It was up on Crystal Mountain.
Okay.
Great venue. It was beautiful. It was
nice.
a good time, man. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We left bright and early Thursday morning. Came back Sunday. So
okay.
Quick weekend. Quick run.
Yeah.
To my parents' house. And,
yeah.
Hung out, and it was a good time.
How the parents doing? They're
good? Yeah, they're doing good. Just crushing life. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys get a chance to grill at all while you were up there?
We did, man. So I was actually kind of excited to tell you about this, because this is something you and I have never done. But my dad, he got a rack of ribs from Sam's Club that was already kind of like pre-cooked. So more or less, you're just kind of heating it up. Okay. And again, not like our traditional way of cooking ribs, right? Because he kind of told me about it. I was like, well, that's weird. Like, we'll see how this is. You know?
Yeah.
And it was good. Turned out good. Like he put some foil down on the grates, put the ribs down, and basically more or less just kind of heating them up.
Okay.
For a quick, like, I don't know, maybe 45 minutes max on there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was like, okay, well, these are some good ribs. I don't have anything bad to say about it. Yeah, they turned out awesome.
That's good. Fall off the bone, or were they like a little
pull?
Yeah.
But they're clean, nice and easy. Yeah, it was. I don't know how Sam's like cooked them.
Sure.
I'd imagine maybe boiled.
Oh, I
they
don't
were
know.
tender.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but again, man, something like I was like, man, I gotta talk to Greg about this, because I was like, I've never done this before. I really haven't, looked at these, or really, I don't know. Maybe I've seen them, but not really paid much attention to them.
Yeah.
Because I really don't think like they were seasoned. They came with like a sauce packet that you could put on there, but we didn't do that. Yeah, we tried out the first batch of the maple whiskey on those.
Maple whiskey.
Yeah. If you haven't heard about it, check it out. It'll be at the competition. But it was the first batch that Greg and I that we made, and so I was like, oh, I'll bring it and see what Big Matt's cooking. And we popped it on there, man.
How'd it taste, man?
It was good. It was good. It had a great consistency. It cooked nicely on there. Didn't burn. It was
Yeah, we last time we did the podcast last week, we tested out kind of a new type of sauce that we did one last year, maple whiskey, for our event, and then this year we kind of switched it up just a little bit. We always thicker, improving it.
Always, yeah.
And that's what we're doing today. We get a little bit of an echo in here because we're off the kitchen. We're brewing up some more maple whiskey sauce for
round 2.
Yep, for our backyard barbecue bash on September 4th at Explorium Brew Pub. partnership with Jack Daniels. So they gave us some whiskey, and I got some fresh Wisconsin maple syrup
From your mother.
from
Made
my
with
mother.
extra love.
Yeah, Medford,
Yep.
Wisconsin. So yeah, we're cooking up another batch of that. We'll have that available September 4th.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so again, tried it out on the ribs.
Awesome.
They were
Tasted good? That's great. Good
Ribs
feedback.
good.
I
Yeah.
appreciate the
Absolutely.
feedback.
So yeah, I would, if you're in a bind and you feel like ribs, cooking them quick, and it tasted good to me.
Okay.
Add a little smoke flavor to them, and
Yeah.
hey, yeah, those are ones like, man, you can pretty much heat them up in the oven if you want to, but again, you're missing that smoke taste. But
Yeah.
it was just kind of quick, easy.
Sure.
Yeah, I had nothing bad to say about it, Greg.
Well, that's good. It's always good.
Absolutely. What about you? Did you break out the grill?
I did, man. I did.
Oh, that a boy.
Yeah.
Nice. Good.
A couple different times. So went up to Packers preseason game.
There you go.
Spoiler alert: they've all the parking places have doubled their prices. So
It's inflation, Greg.
Yeah, it was
Welcome
terrible.
to it.
It was
Yeah.
terrible.
Did you drive around for an hour just trying to find something?
No,
cheaper?
luckily, the place that we normally
The Ace.
go,
The Ace Hardware, yeah.
Well, they doubled it. They doubled their parking price.
Okay.
Usually, we'll tailgate in there. So I was
Most
like,
of the time
I'm not paying that.
Yeah.
I didn't bring enough cash for that.
Sure.
So
It was double?
yeah.
Man, okay.
Last year preseason it was $20 or $25.
I think that's what we paid when we went last year too.
and then it was $40 now. Yeah, all the places right around there were $40
Man,
now.
okay. Well, good to
But
know.
I turned on instinct.
It's a tailgate tip from Greg
Yeah.
right there. Don't
Yeah,
settle.
Yeah, but right behind it, Ben, there was a house, and they were flagging people in $15 right across the street.
There you go, man.
And I was like, "Can I tailgate here?" And he's like, "Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
You can have all this room right here." So me and the boy set up, and right, I could still see the Ace, and I still used their bathroom.
You like this? You
Yeah.
guys?
So we set up and tailgated a little bit before we went in. We had some hot dogs. That's what the boy wanted.
Yeah.
Some hot dogs, some chips. We threw the football around, and then we went inside and
Any
got.
bags? Did you play bags at all? Not
Didn't
time.
bring the bags. Yeah,
Okay.
we were running a little bit late because the game started at like 7, so we didn't get up there because we were doing a couple other things until around 5:30. So by the time you get set up and stuff, I just brought the football, so we tossed the football around
Sure.
a little bit.
Run some hot routes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
attaboy.
Try not to hit the other cars that
Yep.
were parked by.
Try. That's
Try
the key word there.
Exactly. But then other stuff I busted out. Like I've been wanting to do steaks quite a bit. So
You've been itching for that, haven't
yeah,
you?
yeah. So
attaboy.
I pulled out some sirloins
Yeah.
that we got from the cow, and I threw those on the Weber, hot and fast.
Hot and fast.
And then I used my good old cast iron, and I
you done.
diced up some potatoes,
Okay.
a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of garlic seasoning, and put that on there with it as well. So I was cooking the potatoes and then cooking the steaks right next to it. So had steak and potato night, real good. Love me some good sirloins.
Sure.
And then I pulled out a minute steak, and
I did that one too.
it was
I love
really
it,
good.
Greg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was really good.
Tender. You just almost like sure. I used that mine. The tacos in mine.
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
I just put it on some tortillas and
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So a minute steak. I didn't know where this cut came from, Ben. So
Yeah.
I looked it up a little bit.
Okay.
And before we get into the topic of the day, I found out like a minute steak it's not really a cut of meat. It's really like, kind of like a butcher's choice.
Okay.
And they just pound it down real flat. So it's like
Real tender,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
They pound it down or they grind it down so it's real flat.
Mhm.
And I guess the premise is that like it's a quick meal. So that's
Oh,
why they call it
absolutely.
a minute steak.
Yeah.
It's really about a minute or two on each side. And then it's done.
It was quick.
But then also kind of a little cheaper too because, it's kind of, maybe a mix of some things too. So
man, I didn't even care.
I didn't care either. It was
I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I loved it. I'd get
Yeah.
more of those next time. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, no, it was great. It's great. It's a nice flat steak. It, cooks real flat or cooks real evenly.
Yeah.
I used my cast iron on it, and I seasoned it with some like homemade fajita seasoning.
Nice. Okay.
And then, like you said, man, I just put it on some tortillas like a taco.
Yeah.
And it was real good.
Did you shred it? Like, did you cut it before you
I
put
cut
it in
it.
the cast iron?
Oh no, I
Okay.
cooked it. I cooked it completely through
Sure.
all together. And then I sliced it against the grain, so it
Yep.
pulls apart real nice.
Oh man.
And like that, it was just perfect.
Yeah.
I couldn't have asked for
It's-
better flavor or
Yeah,
like
man.
a better cook,
Yeah.
It was just one of those ones that's like, man, this is perfect.
Do this definitely again.
Yeah.
Did you marinate the meat at all?
I didn't. No.
Just season it?
I seasoned it, and then I cooked it in the cast iron.
Yeah.
And, with the minute steak like that, because it's kind of thin, again, I'm reading up on it a little bit. You can do it on the grill. You just got to be careful. It doesn't fall through there. And it is kind of tender, so it could break apart. So that's why I chose to go with the cast iron. But it was fantastic. I recommend it, like, again, for like a cut that's real cheap and then real easy to do. Look up minute steak. And get yourself some. Yeah,
hell yeah. I agree, Greg. When I did mine, actually, I made tacos, like I said, but I did mine where I cut it against the grain like before I cooked it.
Oh, okay.
And I used the cast iron. Same thing, man. So
nice.
Yeah. And tacos.
Perfect.
Couldn't go wrong.
Yeah.
It was so good, man. Like,
that's awesome.
It's almost like, just kind of melts in your mouth. Like, I don't know. It's not tough, not chewy. Mm-hmm. It's great for tacos, pulled apart easy. Like, sometimes you do steak tacos, you're kind of like biting and pulling it out.
Yeah.
This was not.
If you cut it against the grain,
it was awesome.
It pulls apart real nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I'm happy for you.
I'm glad I got out
Me too.
It's always a good time, especially when you're throwing some steaks on the grill.
Yeah.
It's been some nice weather around here lately, so nice time outside.
A lot of hot and fast cooks for you, huh?
Yeah. I haven't had boys with football and all that kind of stuff, and a lot of other stuff with
school starts
the business.
Man.
So it's hard to fire up the smoker. But back to school is coming soon, so I'll have some time, a little bit more time. But no, that's good. So what are we talking about today? Let's jump in. What's on your mind?
Yeah. So I was we wanted to talk today about using a good finding good rubs, seasonings, and marinades.
Yeah.
So checking those ingredients, but different cuts of meats, typically what you use, and how you go about seasoning your meat traditionally, I guess.
Yeah.
And whether or not you use a marinade, whether or not if you make it yourself, if you buy it, kind of what all goes into that. So I think that's kind of what we decided we would talk about today, man.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked if you marinated your that cut of meat beforehand.
I thought about it, like we talked about before,
doing a little beer.
Yeah. Yep. Like I think you said your sister or your sister's father-in-law.
Yeah.
Likes
and
to
I'm
marinate
sure that
with
what the piece of meats he uses is probably similar like minute steak.
For like a carne asada or something like that.
Asada.
Yeah, so let's go back, man.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking back to when I first started grilling and barbecuing.
Yep.
And first, I'm just trying to figure out how to use this smoker or this grill.
Yeah.
And then second, okay, now how do I make this food taste good? So what do is I go to my local grocery market and I kind of look through the bottles and try and see which one I might want to try.
Yeah. Do you remember what the first one you got was?
I do. So I think as a gift, my wife got me when she got me the grill.
Yeah.
For that first Father's Day, I think Weber also has their lineup of seasonings and stuff. I think I got like a little some Weber stuff from something like that. But
like a little set.
Yeah.
Kind of a couple of them.
But the one I remember that I bought first was called Rub Your Butt.
Ah.
Yeah,
of course, that was the one you picked first.
It sure was. Yeah.
Doesn't shock me whatsoever.
No, I know.
You were drawing right to it.
Right to it. Yeah. And I use that on like a lot of stuff. Like if I was doing chicken, if I was doing pork, that was my go-to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of the first ones I bought, and but now looking back, I'm like, man, there's so many other options out there. There's like there are a dime a dozen. Let me tell you. And we know
been as many.
Yeah, I mean, 10 years ago, it wasn't as big as it is right now. Barbecuing, grilling has kind of exploded over the past couple of years. So with that comes a lot of new players into the field. But what about you? Do you remember like your first, like when you first started getting into it, like did you start making your own stuff right away, or did you go and buy some store-bought stuff?
Yeah, so I remember like one of the first ones I ever bought, like your more traditional rub seasoning, whatever you want to call it, was I remember the Montreal steak.
Yeah.
Rub.
And was, people swear by that.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not positive. I swear I saw it up in my cabinet the other day. And I just kind of laughed. Yeah. I'm sure it's just all like a rock,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first one I got. I was always a big fan of Lowry's, to be honest, man. I would use Lowry's and salt, pepper.
Yeah.
A lot of times too. I didn't always buy, like the like the rub your butt. Like I never
Right.
really, I just kind of always season like a lot of things the same way. So it'd always be like Lowry's, pepper, some salt maybe, and then I think I would run with like garlic or onion powder.
Okay.
And depending on kind of what I was feeling that day.
Yeah.
But that was honestly, Greg, like, I called it like a simple man seasoning. It was like, this is what I use.
Yeah.
And that was my go-to for a long, long time.
Yeah. Do you remember when you maybe started dabbling and making your own?
Yeah, I do. I think it was like kind of, we've been growing together after like a year or two, and we're just kind of like, well, maybe let's try something different. I just kind of became more aware that there was other things out there. And I was like, well, maybe you should use different seasonings for different cuts of meat that might taste better, different, or
grill tip from Ben.
Yeah, but like I said, man, like I wasn't, I was doing just to hang out. And like, oh, well, yeah, sure, Greg's cooking, I'll cook. Like, whatever. Like, didn't really take it too serious, which I still honestly really don't. But no, I think that was huge for us. Like, even me personally, like, be like, oh, you can use different, you should use different rubs for different cuts of meat. Like, things taste better on certain things than other things. And it was one of those too where, like I would get like a Montreal steak rub, and I would put it on like my chicken, my burgers, my steak, whatever. Like, that was like, oh, this is what I got. So I'll use this.
And there are like great all-purpose rubs. I mean,
absolutely.
We have one.
We have
one. But yeah, like you mentioned, like I think within the first 2 years of me doing barbecuing and grilling, I kind of, again, I went back to my guy, Steven Reichland.
Yeah.
Watching him on PBS and Primal Grill, like he's mixing all these kind of spices together. And I'm like, well, maybe I can, try mixing my own stuff.
Right.
And, I made some all-purpose stuff, I made some, salt, pepper, cayenne, all-purpose rubs and stuff like that. But then started really diving deeper into, okay, what tastes good with what specific types of meat.
Right.
And there's so many different options out there. And then just doing a lot more research on kind of, again, what is in the store-bought stuff. And I'm like, how are they making this stuff so cheap? Where you can get like a bottle of this like all-purpose rub for, $1 or $2. Well, then you look at the back and it's all fillers and additives and sugar that's really cheap.
It's a science experiment. And then
so again, that was part of my transition too. I was like, what is all this junk I'm putting onto my food and into my body? And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it myself. And then started making our own stuff.
Yeah. I remember too, like like I said, I grew up, like my parents used Lowry's. So I was like, oh, Lowry's, right? Like,
right.
And then I remember too, like over seasoning some meat with it. And it just like, it's like, man, it's so, you wake up the next day and your fingers are all swollen and stuff like that. And just the sodium content is through the roof. And at that point I really hadn't, I'll be honest, like I hadn't paid a lot of attention to it. And it was like, I think that's kind of really when it hit me. And I think it was one of those days where I did like a combo, did some chicken and some burgers and stuff. And, we were splitting it and I just got, it was just so much and overpowered it. And I just remember thinking like, man, that's, it's got to be different, right?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like that because I've used other stuff that, like, I've had it and I was like, well, that didn't have that much sodium in it and stuff.
Right.
And so that's really where it kind of clicked for me, Greg.
Yeah. And, along those lines, I was like, I'm buying this expensive cut of meat usually, like ribs or brisket or something, beef, pork shoulder. Why am I putting like this cheap rub on it? Why not spend a little bit more and put something, either make my own or buy some quality stuff and put it on. So that's again kind of that my transition through that. But when you're first starting out, you don't know. You just like, what's cheap, what can I afford, and then what has good reviews or what what says it's perfect for this cut of meat. So I think everybody kind of goes through that evolution as they kind of go on their barbecue journey.
Yeah.
What about sauces? I know you're a big sauce guy.
I am, man.
I am not. Like, you probably wouldn't find too many sauces in my fridge if I wasn't doing this and making our own sauces. But what about you? What do you remember? Kind of what the first sauces you started kind of
Yeah, man. So we traditionally always kind of had, Sweet Baby Ray's or like Chubs, man. If that was
yeah.
I'm gonna I'll go a little bit extra on this one. I'll get some Chubs.
Oh, okay.
So I think those were kind of my go-tos. At times too, depending on I'm trying to think, man. Yeah, I would even use like Sweet Baby Ray's like wing sauce. And they had like a garlic and like garlic and herb and like I used a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I'd say probably if I could remember, Sweet Baby Ray's, was in the house too. A1 steak sauce was always around.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was just a product of growing up in like the 80s and 90s where everybody had like a bottle of A1 sauce.
Man, it would be in there forever.
Yeah.
I remember that thing being in there for a long time.
Yeah. But then like as far as barbecue sauces, again, like there wasn't like a huge variety when we first started, but now like it's exploded again where everybody's got a sauce and everybody's doing something different.
Yeah, they sure do. I remember too, like using Worcestershire.
The W.
Yep.
Just call it the W sauce.
W sauce. I still do occasionally and stuff.
Oh yeah, like now. Now.
Yep. And I've also kind of dabbled like soy sauce at times.
Yeah.
With chicken or even like burgers, Greg.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just something different to try and stuff. But I mean that's kind of more. I remember that as much as like a kid, and even when I first started cooking, that was pretty more traditional, right? Like I even tried. I tried before doing. That's I think it's kind of one of my. I put this down in my bottom 5 cooks, right? So I was doing burgers, Greg, and I used Sweet Baby Ray's in the meat like beforehand, and so it'd be like barbecue burgers, and man, it just burned. Like,
all that
like
sugar.
The outside was just burnt to hell, and the inside was just not done. It was just a mess. I remember. I remember that, and I was like, God, why? Just sitting there like, this shouldn't have happened.
Right.
Why is this happening?
It's filled with sugar.
Right.
Yeah, then sugar burns when it heats up.
Yep.
Right. So
especially right over the flames like that, and the burger grease is dripping into it.
Yeah.
It's just I remember that one was not.
When
not
the list of ingredients takes up like half the back of the bottle, you got some added stuff in there that's probably sugar and fillers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And, and even kind of with rubs, right? Like looking at it, and the first ingredient is salt.
Yeah.
Like,
sodium, sugar.
Easy additive, like
corn syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I think I honestly like I probably bought like one other bottle of sauce, prior.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember buying barbecue sauce a lot. It's just like I'm not that big of a sauce person.
Sure.
So
no, I bought it. I'll be honest, man. I've done it. I bought it. Like even now, just like cooking ribs is just different.
Yeah.
Before it's like I said, I like to sauce them up, throw them back on just for like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And to where before I would never really put them back on. I remember too. Even one time, I'm trying to think. I cooked them for a bit, and then I sauced them, and I was only about like halfway through the cook.
Yeah.
And those turned out pretty well done on the top side. Yeah. And it's just like, man. Just kind of those little things. It's like shouldn't be doing this, right? But like, at the same time, I probably shouldn't have. I wouldn't put it on halfway through the cook now anyway.
Right.
But even like, we use like our sticky fire sauce as like a marinade.
Right. Yep.
And it doesn't. It's just different. It cooks different, right? It's not. Doesn't do that.
Right. So speaking of marinades,
yeah.
Do you do a lot of marinades? Let's start back in the beginning. I know a lot of places sell marinades where it comes all together in a package, and all you have to do is mix it together with whatever meat you're doing. Have you ever done any of those?
Yeah, Lowry's had a bunch of marinades like that, garlic and herb and stuff. When I would try that out with chicken and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I mean, those are typically I've done for marinades. I've done like Italian dressing.
Okay.
I tried to do like wings with those before.
Yeah.
Let's see what other marinades.
Any other store-bought ones? Or from other, I know there's a couple other, other barbecue, like kind of brands that do their own marinades and stuff like that. You buy any from any of those?
I don't think so. Okay. To be honest, I don't think I know there's ones that like come in the packet, right? Where you add like water or whatever. And then,
put the meat and then
let it soak. I don't think I've ever done any of those. I don't know. It just didn't didn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
Wasn't one of those things like, oh, I want that. Like I don't know, didn't.
I'm kind of the same way. I'd rather just do it myself, you know. And I usually got things on hand that I can
put something together.
Yeah, I mean, the W sauce, some soy sauce, some water, maybe some red wine vinegar, something like that. Just throw some stuff together, whatever I'm feeling like, whatever, obviously what I'm cooking, but
some onions.
Yeah, some onions in there, some garlic, and let it sit in there for a while. So
overnight if you can.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I bought like a store-bought marinade. Maybe when I was living in my apartment. When I was a long time ago. Yeah,
2 years ago.
Yeah, man, that was probably pre me grilling at all.
Yeah.
So, usually just find stuff around that I think tastes good, and then start experimenting, putting stuff together, see how it goes.
Try it out.
But if you're starting out, man, a good Italian dressing,
you can't go wrong.
We'll spice up some good chicken wings and all that kind of stuff. So no, I'm not a big marinade person either. At least store bought. Like I usually do my own.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I said, I've only gotten like a couple, and maybe I think I got like a lemon chicken once too, or something like that. I don't.
Yeah.
I know I got the garlic and herb one because that's my wife likes that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't. And I honestly, at the time, it's been a long time since I marinated the chicken like that, right? But I think I probably did it wrong too. Like I probably threw it in like a half hour before, so you really, probably really didn't get a ton of flavor from it anyway. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of how I remember it. To be honest. But it's been a long time since, and even back then, I really didn't do a whole lot of that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So if you had to pick one. So I'll give you salt, pepper, and garlic. So you have those. But if you had to pick one other ingredient that like you could only use for the rest of your life, what would that be?
One other ingredient. Like a sauce or rub or like what do you?
Yeah, you tell me. Like if I give you salt, pepper, garlic, and you have that, and you can only have one other thing to cook with, for the rest of your life.
Like I really don't use salt much anymore. Our rubs and stuff have a little bit in there. Yeah. So like I don't really add any extra salt to it.
Right.
So we could cut that. Like, based on like our rubs if we had. Just like now if I do chicken I would, do pepper and add some ground pounder to it, right?
Yeah.
'Cause that has a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt and garlic seasoning.
Sure.
Right? So a little bit of onion in there. So I mean I use that a lot. But I would say like, man, if I only had one I could use on every cut of meat, like doesn't matter. Like, this is all
you got.
I would take our fire in the hole, man.
Okay, spicy seasoning,
spicy all-purpose seasoning.
Yeah,
and that's one that it's funny because we talk about a lot of this like on the grill, right? But like, for a bunch of this stuff, whether it's even Montreal steak, whatever, I mean, you can. Right. It doesn't have to be on the grill.
Right.
And you can use this stuff to cook every single day, whether it's on the stove, in the oven, the crock pot, whatever, man.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's one that, again, man, I use it religiously. I love it. It's got what I'm looking for.
Sure.
I like the kick. It's going to add that to it. And that's, it doesn't matter what cut of meat.
Mm-hmm.
You can put that on your steaks for a kick. And that's what I did when I did the tacos.
Yep.
Threw that all over it and it's a little, some ground pounder, and I was happy. Squeezed some lime and called it a day. So,
nice.
Yeah, man. What about you? Same question, man. So you have.
Yeah, I was gonna go spicy too.
Look at that. We are best friends.
I was just gonna go with cayenne. So if you gave me some cayenne, and those other three ingredients, you could do a lot of stuff with.
Yeah. It just kind of leaves it wide open, and whether you want a little kick, a big kick, I mean, you can kind of gauge that, right? It just opens the door for you.
Yeah. You get a lot of different combinations you can put together.
Like sweet corn, man. Like you pop it on there for a kick and stuff. I mean, like I said, it just kind of leaves it wide open. Yeah. And, the cuts and meat and stuff. A lot of options.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's good, man. Well, anything else like you can think of like regarding kind of your journey through your rubs, sauces, marinades that if you go back in time that you wish you would have done maybe when you first started?
Yeah, man. So like I don't try to claim to be like the bill of health or anything like that and stuff. But I'll be honest, like I have noticed a big difference of like the taste of the meats and stuff like that when it doesn't have all those additives and the high sodium and all that like that, just that junk in there, man. Like you notice it.
Yeah.
You know, you notice it. It doesn't take away from the flavor of your meat. And I think like I missed that for a long time.
Sure.
It's like, oh, this is how it's supposed to taste, right? But then like you kind of switch and you're like, oh, this is how this pork chop should really taste. Not like, you know, you shouldn't taste the seasoning. You should taste the meat and then the seasoning.
Yeah.
Right? Like kind of that, you know, and not overdoing it. I think at first I probably overdid it quite a bit, and I would go back and maybe kind of tone it down a bit, and you know, kind of maybe even try doing some just dry runs, cooking the meat dry and seeing how it tastes first, and then like, okay, what would I do to this? What do I think would make this better? And then kind of trial by error. Yeah. That's kind of I guess if I were to go back. What about you?
Yeah, I think as time goes on, we've gotten simpler. So you know, early, you know, it was like what do I need to put on this thing to make it taste good? Well, no, if you got a good piece of meat, you don't need much to make it taste good. So, you know, I would probably use less stuff on the meat starting out, right? So I wouldn't, you know, buy all the store-bought stuff. I'd, you know, salt, pepper, garlic, man. Yeah. On the meat. Simple. Yeah. But again, depending on the cut. But yeah, I'd tone it down too. I'd like when I was first starting out, like I was always looking for what's the flavor of the rub or whatever the seasoning that I want to put on the meat, as opposed to let's get a good cut of meat and then find things that enhance it. You know? So I agree with you. Like whatever you're putting on it shouldn't take away from the actual cut. It should just be kind of enhancing the experience. So that's what I would go back and tell myself, hey, slow down, you know, just appreciate the meat, and then, you know, find things that complement it.
Sure. No, I think that's fair. That would be, you know, if I can go back and tell myself that, and even kind of like go for more like the natural stuff, like limes, right? Like I don't necessarily need a rub that has like the hint of lime in it. Just get a damn lime. Yeah. You know, just grab a lime, and you know, you can gauge like how much you want. To where in the rub, you can't do that. Right. Whatever's in there is in there, and you're kind of stuck. Yeah. So
good point. Well, what do you got coming up this week?
You know, man, I've been thinking about those shish kebabs since we talked about them last week.
I bet you have.
I honestly have. I got some chicken, so I think me and the kids at some point we're gonna give some chicken kebabs a run. Haven't decided how I'm gonna do them yet. I know we talked a lot about that last week, like the different options, and you know, I thought about combining like a rope meat on there too. Yeah. But I don't know how well that'd turn out. If it was I'm not sure how good it would go kind of with the chicken, you know. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I don't know where I stand, but this is kind of, I've been thinking about it a lot, as you can tell.
I can tell,
yeah. What about you?
Well, Ben, I got some exciting news for you. So, you know, like Memorial Day, I give a lot of speeches and stuff like that because of my combat experience.
Sure. I do know that.
I got a nice gift.
From Memorial Day?
Yeah, so I've been holding on to this gift card for a while. So it was a gift card to...
I was saying, man, you've been holding on to this Yeah, tell me about this.
Yeah, it goes right there with the venison roast.
Absolutely, yeah. Sure.
No, but I got this nice gift card to a local butcher shop, and I went in there finally, and I had $100 to spend. Woo. So I loaded up my cart. Attaboy. I got some elk burgers. Yes. I got some bison burgers. Okay. I got a whole chicken. I got some nice beef sausage links. What else? I got some ground turkey. And then I got some coffee chili bacon. So I'm all loaded up. I'm thinking about doing some of those bison burgers this week. Seeing how that goes. But then we got the competition coming up, so I've got to prep some sausage and some ribs. I'm not doing the competition because, you know, we're running it, but my boy is, and I've got to help him get prepared. So we'll probably do some ribs, and then got to kind of figure out what I want to do with that sausage. I have an idea, but now I need to test it out.
Nice, man. Well, I'm excited for it. Let me know when all this is going on the grill. I'll make sure to pull up. Right. Not for the whole cook, just about dinner time.
Dinner time,
as expected.
Yeah. Yeah, no, a lot of good meat that I was able to pick up.
Heck yeah,
so
man.
I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Get the game on, you know. Yeah. Like a lot of gamey meat.
Yep.
So
try it out. That's awesome. Something different. Yeah. I was like, we got the cow. I don't need any more ribs right now. So let's see what else we can get that's different.
Nice. Good choice, man. A lot of good options there. I'm proud of you. That's running the gamut right on the grill. That's
Thank
cool.
you. Yeah. And I had $100 to spend, and like a lot of this stuff didn't have prices on it, so I was guessing, and I was like, "Hey, can you check how much this is?" And came out to $97. I know my meat.
There you go, man.
My meat prices.
Surprised you didn't grab a cookie on the way out.
Oh, I went over the $100.
I figured.
I grabbed some jerky on the way out. But no, it was good. I'm looking forward to that. But again, you know, we appreciate y'all listening wherever you are, and if you've made it this far. please continue to like and share, and subscribe and leave us a rating. Tell your friends, because that's how the podcast grow, is kind of through word of mouth. But yeah, we appreciate you all.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to, again, like Greg mentioned, we got the comp coming up, and then we'll also be at the Walworth County Fair that same weekend, starting Wednesday the 30th. Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Yeah.
Man, already.
So we're going to record another podcast here.
Yeah, we are. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So next Wednesday through Monday. So through Labor Day.
Yeah.
We'll be out there. The competition is Sunday, the 4th.
September 4th.
Out at the Exploring Brew Pub in Southridge Mall.
Greendale, Wisconsin.
Yep.
So if you're out that way, we're going to have raffles. We got special judges out there, and I just got word from our friends over at Rosman True Value. They're donating a pellet grill for a raffle.
That's awesome.
So we're gonna have a bunch of raffle items out there. Yeah. We're gonna have special Jack Daniel's drinks and barbecue menu and people cooking. So if you're in the area, Greendale, Wisconsin, a band, music, live music. We're raising money for Lift Milwaukee. They just changed their name, so it's local now to Milwaukee, where they're starting a gym, a physical location. And they're going to be giving discounts and free memberships to veterans and first responders and things like that. So it's a good cause we're raising money for. So if you can make it out, we'd love to see you.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Well, let's get back to some sauce making.
Sounds good, buddy.
Right.
Thanks, everyone, for listening. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Take it easy.
Cheers.